And now, Knock 2 Studios presents Common Censored.
How has the election made you feel on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being
Nazi. My name is Dr. Nick Peterson, and I specialize in those suffering from TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome.
Hello, I'm Dr. Peterson. How are you?
Well, Donald Trump is a felon.
Nope. I asked how you were doing.
The majority of Americans can mentally handle election results on both sides of the aisle. However, there's this small, albeit growing, group of, I don't want to say Americans, but people that are just disconnected from reality. Fascist. And honestly, it makes diagnosing these people a whole lot easier. I just check their social media. Gone are the days when you just search your symptoms on WebMD at home by yourself. Now they record their symptoms and post them for the world to see. The haircut is also a dead giveaway.
So, what brings you in today?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the orange democracy-destroying, Putin-loving dictator.
All right, so mental illness.
They are completely blind to the fact that their absurd actions and ideologies were a big factor in their party's loss.
Let me ask you this. Do you even know what a democracy is? Follow-up question. Do you know how Kamala Harris became the nominee?
I know you're a deplorable Nazi fascist bigot.
Okay, neat.
Turns out that calling half the country Nazis for 4 years was not a winning strategy. And yet somehow, not even Cardi B could save him. Do you realize what I'm going through?
Yep, delusions.
I am losing my right to vote.
What? Where are you getting your information? Whoopi Goldberg?
Well, what's the remedy, you might be wondering? Well, if you ask me, it's a history lesson in Jesus, but the pharmacy doesn't offer those. I prescribe them a brain, and I send them to tryabrain.com for more information. Well, I'll show you. I'm moving to Canada.
That'd be great.
And I'll be shaving my head.
Oh, no.
And one last thing, I'm going on a sex strike. Your loss. Oh no!
How is the
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Common Censored. Thanks for being here, all of you censored commoners. I'm Lord Sterling, and this is episode 284. Hitler Putin open to a ceasefire if Donald Trump leads the negotiations. Imagine that. It's almost like Putin knows Donald Trump wants peace. So hopefully we can avoid World War III before he gets back into office. We also have Laken Riley's murderer convicted, Jaguar Bud Lighting themselves, Scott Pressler calling out the criminals in Pennsylvania saying, we're coming for your jobs next cycle. All kinds of cool stuff to get into today. Make sure to join us Monday through Friday, 6:45 p.m.-ish Eastern time as we cover all the crazy clown world, the clusterfuck chaos that is 2024. Use hashtag Common Censored and hashtag InfoInfantry when you share the broadcast. You can find us on X at Lord Sterling. We're also on Truth, Getter, Gab, Minds. Just search for Common Censored. You'll find us. Thanks to all of our new followers on Rumble. I think we're at like 1,340-something followers right now, so I appreciate it. Help boost us up. Share the broadcast. 1 share equals 1 mission completed for the Common Censored Info Infantry, earning you an enlisted rank in the Info Forces. So let us know you shared it. Pick your branch, Info Army, Info Navy, Info Marines, and we'll get you enlisted. Not a real military FBI, just a fun way to incentivize people to share the show. Links to all of these stories, articles, content, video, etc. will be posted down in the video description on Rumble immediately following the broadcast. So if you're watching this later on, click down there. You can scroll through all the topics we're going to talk about. Mama Mac will be adding timestamps as well, so you can jump right to the points in the podcast where we talk about the things that interest you and share them out all over the interweb, acting as a force multiplier with the show to accelerate and exacerbate the Great Awakening. Make sure to throw Mama Mac some love and head on over to alplama.com, your new herbal health guru. Avoid the petrochemical pharmaceutical industry that wants you sick and dependent. Check out some natural tinctures to remedy your ailments. And if you want to support the show directly, you can hit up our link tree at Common Censored. We'll also be reading Rumble rants throughout the show if anybody is interested and wants to have their voice heard. So thanks in advance for supporting the show, keeping Loki's belly full of delicious treats. Disclaimer. Views expressed on Common Censored are only opinions. Assume everything we say is false and research for yourself. We're not giving medical, legal, or financial advice. The only advice we are giving is think for yourself. Question authority. Think for yourself. Question authority. Boom! You guys want to see a cool shirt before we get started? I got this one back in like 2008, July 28th. There was a concert in Randall's Island, New York called Rock the Bells. Had Rage Against the Machine, Public Enemy, Cypress Hill, Jedi Mind Tricks, Immortal Technique, a whole bunch of really cool bands doing their thing over there. And I saw this dude wearing a shirt, and I couldn't find the exact one, but I got the closest one that I could, which is the same company. Just the one that this dude was wearing was Gold Leaf. This one's not Gold Leaf, but take a look at this. This is a cool concept. Got the Statue of Liberty, but instead of a torch, she's holding up a gun. Gotta love that, right? 2A, baby, all day. All day. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that TDS Doctor. Donna sent that to me before the show started. Thanks, Donna, for sending us something good to start with. Appreciate it. Let's hop over to our first topic of the day, World War III watch. One day after the first U.S.-made ATACMS strike, Ukrainians shoot British-made Storm Shadow missiles into Russia's Kursk region. They're doing everything they possibly can to kill the opportunity for peace. Range picks. I'll have to check and see what you mean, Threeper. Is that something from the in Discord or something? Let me know. Paul Sarin wrote this one. So one day after lame duck President Joe Biden put the West into a collision course against Moscow over the authorization to shoot long-range missiles into Russian territory, the escalations continue. Yay! Today, Ukrainian forces exploited the U.S. authorization to shoot UK-made Storm Shadow missiles, a necessary step because of the U.S. components. Thanks, Reaper. I'll have to try to find it. Reuters reported, quote, Ukraine fired a volley of British Storm Shadow cruise missiles into Russia on Wednesday, the latest new Western weapon it has permitted to use on Russian targets a day after it fired U.S. ATACMS missiles. The strikes were widely reported by Russian war correspondents on Telegram and confirmed by an official on condition of anonymity. Spokesperson for Ukraine's general staff said he had no such information at present. So they're hiding the truth now? Thanks. How about just be open and honest and transparent? Oh, that's way too much to ask. Here's a video.
Бля, я в машине сидел, выбежал аж. Во. Ебать, блядь. Взрывают сейчас. Вон там дым идет.
Not cool, man. Not cool. Oh, Threep, you were sighting in your rifles today, right?
Еще один прилет летит.
Fucking Ukraine.
Это взрывы, а?
Bastards.
Серег, хрен его знает. Мы, наверное, сейчас ломанемся отсюда. Бля. Пиздец, хрен, я здесь сейчас, бля.
Insane. Russian war correspondent accounts on Telegram posted footage they said included the sound of the missiles striking in the Kursk region. At least 14 huge explosions can be heard, most of them preceded by the sharp whistle of what sounds like an incoming missile. The footage, shot in a residential area, showed black smoke rising in the distance as we saw. Pro-Russian Telegram channels carried pictures of pieces of missile with the name Storm Shadow clearly visible. Storm Shadows have a range in excess of 250 kilometers, 155 miles, and would give Ukraine the ability to hit targets far deeper into Russia than before. So this sucks. Hopefully we can stop it. Oh, man. In the end, while catastrophic retaliation is still on the table, it may be that Russia will focus on the rapid territorial gains that it's achieving all along the front line. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully we can avoid nuclear confrontation. But you guys know they're going to do everything they can to start war and to just collapse everything before Donald Trump gets in office. This is a couple days old, but noteworthy nonetheless. Let the salt flow, guys. Donald Trump has received the official government account silver check mark on X over here. And the leftists are probably freaking out about that. Hilarious. We also had kind of a cool story with Trump heading down to the great state of Texas to watch the launch of the largest object ever to be elevated, not only to space, but simply by lifting off the ground. Wishing Elon Musk good luck with the new Starship launch that occurred. We have, this is the same thing. Yeah, Gateway Pundit saying, America is back! President Trump watches SpaceX Starship launch with Elon Musk down in Texas.
President-elect Trump and Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX. These are live images coming your way. Let's take it in. I don't think we can hear anything. All right, they're walking off.
Their budding relationship cracks me up. Here we have some footage of the launch itself with them watching it. Let me make this full screen for you guys. Sorry. Thing is like 20 stories tall, man. It's huge. It's tremendous. And it's pointy. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing stuff. I thought this post by B. Hizzy was pretty funny over here. All Elon Musk ever wanted was a president who would appreciate and recognize his efforts for America and humanity at large. He finally has that, but also a new best friend. These guys are modern day founding fathers. That was the vibe I was getting when they started having these conversations on X Spaces with like Alex Jones and Elon Musk and Jack Posobiec and all these big people coming together. It was like founding fathers, constitutional convention type vibes I was getting. But look at how hard these guys are chilling over here. People were saying, oh, this isn't Donald Trump. This is a clone. Let me know what you guys think of the chat. So, of course, Elon going all over all the technical details with Trump listening intently. It's just crazy to see these industrial titans combining forces to make America great again. It's going to be so cool, man. If we can just get through the next 60 days, get Trump in office, keep him safe, keep our people safe, we're in a really, really good position moving forward, in my opinion. Elon posted a list of the objectives for this Starship flight, which I thought were pretty cool. Restart of Raptor engines in the vacuum. Daylight landing of the ship, higher peak heating, so re-entry at a steeper level, larger velocity to push their heat-resistant coatings or whatever to the max. Testing their capacity. Faster, harder booster catch, so testing the capacity of the device to catch the boosters. There are thousands of small design changes also being tested. And, improvement bit by bit. That's destiny. That's will.
That's destiny. That's will.
Striving.
That's
being a
striving.
trailblazer.
That's being a
An
trailblazer. An explorer.
Going into space. Mathematics. Quantum mechanics. The secrets of the universe. It's all there. Life is fiery with its beauty. It's incredible detail. Tuning into it. They want to shutter your mind.
Talking about Justin Bieber.
It's pure evil.
It's pure evil.
So that's where I got the It's Pure Evil clip. But that's a perfect example. Going into space, mathematics, quantum mechanics, the secrets of the universe. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We also have a scientific graph of the Democrats' thought process and actions in the 2024 elections. Trump is leading in the polls. Arrest him again. The lawfare isn't working. 14th Amendment. We can't get him off the ballot. Kill him. Not me saying that. Reading the meme, FBI. The assassination failed. Cancel the election. We can't stop it. Start World War III. So ridiculous. So ridiculous. Insane. Let's see what we got next on the list. We have Laken Riley's murder found guilty. Donald J. Trump posting justice for Laken Riley. The illegal who killed our beloved Laken Riley was just found guilty on all counts for his horrific crimes. Although the pain and heartbreak will last forever, hopefully this can help bring some peace and closure to her wonderful family who fought for justice and to ensure that our other families don't have to go through what they have. We love you, Laken, and our hearts will always be with you. It is time to secure our border and remove these criminals and thugs from our country so nothing like this can happen again. And we learned yesterday in court that the government had indeed flown this dude to Georgia, put him in this position, and basically enabled this whole disaster to take place. So we need massive reform. Here we have a video from court. Laken Riley's murderer found guilty on 10 counts. All 10 counts. The DA who refused to seek the death penalty over here on the right. I see ethics violations coming, says Holly Kessler at HM Kessler on X.
Count 1, malice murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 2, felony murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 3, felony murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 4, felony murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 5, kidnapping with bodily injury. I find the defendant guilty. Count 6, aggravated assault with intent to rape. I find the defendant guilty. Count 7, aggravated battery. I find the defendant guilty. Count 8, obstructing or hindering a 911 call. I find the defendant guilty. Count 9, tampering with evidence. I find the defendant guilty. Count 10, peeping Tom. I find the defendant guilty. I certainly will allow both sides to look at this if you want to do it. The next step is sentencing. I'm prepared to go forward with that now, or if either side suggests that you need a few minutes, an hour break or something to do that, then I'll certainly do that as well. Consider that. Sure.
Good call, Mama Mac. Good call. You got to fix that pesky, cruel, and unusual punishment amendment first, though.
We will recess.
So guilty on all counts. Fuck you, you illegal immigrant, criminal scumbag. Hope you rot. And let's investigate this lady, who's a Harris Walls voter, who pushed against the death penalty. This crazy DA over here. We also have interesting news coming out of Europe, as members of the UK Parliament are supposedly about to summon Elon Musk to testify about X's role in spreading disinformation. These people are incorrigible. It was trending on X. Elon Musk summoned over X's role in UK riots. The UK Parliament has initiated an inquiry into the role of social media in the UK summer riots, focusing particularly on X, formerly known as Twitter. Elon Musk, head of X Corp, is expected to be summoned to testify about the platform's handling of misinformation and disinformation during these events. The inquiry aims to explore how social media algorithms and AI-generated content might amplify harmful content, with intentions also to question executives from Meta and TikTok. Oh my God. That's right, Trop. Fuck you, UK. Get lost. Elon should just be like, no, I'm not playing your stupid fucking games, man. Well, I'm refusing to go, and if you want to arrest me, too bad, because I'm not going to travel to your stupid-ass backwards country anymore. So completely insane. This is trending. I put the link to the trending topic down there as well. Let's see. After British MPs announced that Musk will be summoned to the UK Parliament to testify about X's role in spreading disinformation in August riots, Musk says British MPs, quote, will be summoned to the USA to explain their censorship and threats to American citizens. Hilarious. Here it is. They will be summoned to the United States of America to explain their censorship and threats to American citizens. Love it. Free Castle, what's up, bro? Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see Ed Whiskey, 3 for Free Castle, Doik Gently, Tri-Stater Page. I saw Wendy before too. Mama Mac. What's up, everybody? Trop. Hope you guys are having a good one. Let's see what we got next on the list. Sorry if I'm a little sluggish today. I'm kind of tired. We have the info about Putin. Hitler Putin over here, open to discussing a ceasefire with Ukraine if negotiations are led by President-elect Donald Trump. Putin has ruled out any significant territorial concessions and demands that Ukraine abandon its NATO membership ambitions. Yeah, that sounds reasonable to me. Just give Ukraine back to Russia at this point. Their government is corrupt, run by lunatics. Just fix it and give it back. That's probably the best solution, in my opinion. Wow, fine, nuclear weapons it is then? Who the fuck is this? Wow. Wow. Let's see what we got next. Ooh, we got voter integrity activist Scott Pressler confronting the Bucks County supervisors, election committee people to their face. I can't remember the exact roles of the individuals, but he's on their brazen breaking of election laws. He's asked that we share this video everywhere so it can be seen by millions to expose Bucks County illegal actions. And he's saying, listen, we're going to come for your jobs next. So you don't want to mess with Scott Pressler. This dude gets things done. And if he is coming for your jobs, you guys will be replaced. And they're like, bring it on. They don't even understand how much trouble they're in electorally. Valentine, Patriot, good to see you, bro.
Good morning. Bucks County has been in the news a lot this year. Earlier, we flipped Bucks County from blue to red.
Yeah, they did. Ooh, JJR. What's up, JJR? Says Tri-Stater will be featured on Lady Hamilton Arts podcast this Saturday. Nice. Tri-Stater. Awesome. Sounds good. So put that on the schedule, guys. Make sure to go over to Lady Hamilton Art on Rumble and subscribe now. Let's continue.
And for the first time in modern history, there are more registered Republicans than Democrats here in this county. Number 2, voters were disenfranchised in this county. And in fact, I want to thank Chairman Michael Whatley of the RNC and co-chair Laura Trump for suing to make sure that we had 3 additional days of early in-person voting, because voters waiting in line to do in-person, on-demand mail-in voting were told that they couldn't vote until 5 o'clock, that the line was cut off. So thank you to the Republican Party for suing Bucks County and fighting for election integrity. And now, here before us, it's on the world stage that we have a commissioner, quote, by Diane Marsiglia, precedent by a court doesn't matter anymore in this country. People violate laws any time they want. And if I, meaning Diane Marsiglia, violate this law, it's because I want a court to pay attention to it. Well, Commissioner, the court already ruled that undated and misdated mail-in ballots could not be counted. You knew that going into the meeting. And I want to congratulate the people of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. This speech I'm doing right now is going to be seen by millions.
It is indeed going to be seen by millions. Tri-Stater saying Trump needs to be careful not to do any negotiating with Putin. They might try to use the Logan Act on him. That would be true if he was negotiating on behalf of the U.S., but if he were just to go and oversee negotiations between Russia and Ukraine for their peace deal and not offer anything on behalf of the United States, just serve as a mediator, they might not be able to get him at all on that. interesting concept.
Across the country, the Commonwealth, and the world. And I have a message. Congratulations to President-elect Donald J. Trump, the 45th and 47th President of the United States of America. Congratulations to Senator-elect Dave McCormick.
Back at
and
you,
we
Free
are not
Castle.
going to allow Democrats to steal this seat from us. Furthermore, congratulations because we defeated Matt Cartwright, giving President Trump an additional seat in Congress. Congratulations to Congressman-elect Rob Bresnahan. Congratulations to Congressman-elect Ryan McKenzie, defeating Democrats Susan Wild in Allentown and Lehigh. And I have a message. Peacefully, we are coming for your seat in 2027. If you don't resign
Bitches.
today,
Have at it.
I am coming for your
Have
seat
at it, she
peacefully.
says. Wow.
And Harvey, Commissioner Harvey, this goes
You have
for you
no
too.
idea.
You are complicit.
Have at it, she says. Lady, you have no idea who you are facing off with here. This is a legitimate threat against not you as your person, but against your seat in this position. This guy will destroy you. He will destroy you. He will have millions of people voting against you. You are playing with fire, lady.
Mark Elias and his cronies must be disbarred from practicing law in Pennsylvania, any of his cronies, for the misconduct that they did. I want you to know that I am going to spend all of my time in Bucks County for the next 3 years making sure that we take back this county. Thank you to every single patriot that showed up today. We did.
Mic drop. Lace cowboy boots, Scott. Sorry. Oh, man. Let's see what we got next. Let's hop into some Kash Patel and appointment stuff. Kash Patel says End Time Reports at End Time Reports on X. Kash Patel stands alone with the guts to take down the deep state piece by piece. It's time to set him free, to uncover the secrets buried by the FBI and the feds. And I tracked down this full clip from Bongino talking about Kash and then talking about Tom Homan, who's planning on not only deporting people, but finding the 300,000 plus missing kids, which is amazing. And then another thing on the sleeper FCC pick, Brendan Carr. So let's jump into the Kash stuff first, and we'll hop through this Bongino episode to the relevant points.
But I need a favor on this. Folks, we need Kash Patel at FBI. As far as I'm concerned right now, he is the only guy who knows where the bodies are buried and can go in there and clean that mess up.
Agreed. Billdozer, door dashing tonight. Hope you have an excellent night, Billdozer. Thanks for tuning in, my friend.
We got to get Kash through. I'm going to go into that next. I'm going to show you why. This guy gets it. Quick break. We'll get back to that segment. FBI reform is absolutely critical. We don't reform the FBI, all this other stuff is going to be meaningless because they're going to come after you.
That's
next.
right. That's right.
Hey, for over 10
All right, let's skip the commercial.
years, I'd come.
That was a good little setup.
150,000, only 20 minutes in. Thank you, Bongino Army. Again, we were the #1 news live stream in the world yesterday. Deeply
That's right,
appreciate your
Tri-Stater.
support. It matters a lot to me, so thank you again. I need a favor. We got to get Kash through, folks. FBI reform is critical. I want to explain to you in hopefully a minute or less what happened. Post 9/11, the FBI, which had previously focused largely on serious criminal investigations, kidnapping across state, taking crimes across state lines, everything from drugs to bank fraud to bank robberies. You've probably seen Keanu Reeves in Point Break. I mean, it's a movie, you get the point, but that was their thing. The FBI was a very serious criminal investigative agency. They started dipping way, they
Probably
always
a
had
good
an
pick,
intel
Tri-Stater.
function, but they dipped themselves way deep in the pool and have now become basically a domestic intelligence gathering operation, and the mission creep is taken over.
Yep, weaponized against the Americans, just as George Bush always planned.
It has destroyed the FBI because they focused their ire on all the wrong people, not overseas threats as much, but us. I want you to see they're too focused on intelligence now and not on shoe leather, old school police work. Here's a video of Kash Patel.
Totally, Bill.
He's on a podcast. This is why we need this guy at FBI.
Refuse.
He totally gets the problem while these other guys are just glossing over it. Check this out.
The FBI's footprint has gotten so freaking big
And the biggest problem the FBI has come out of its intel shops. I'd break that component out of it. I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopening the next day as a museum of the deep state. And I'd take the 7,000 employees that work in that building and send them across America to chase down criminals. Go be cops. You're cops. Go be cops. Go chase down murderers and rapists and drug dealers and violent offenders. What do you need 7,000 people there for? Same thing with DOJ. What are all these people doing here? Looking for the next government promotion, looking for their next fancy government title.
Who was that? Was that Anita who pinned in the chat, we want cash? Guys, ladies, I need you. I know cash well. I promise you it doesn't mean anything. What's my theory on appointees and politicians? I'm all about the spreadsheet. I like Cash personally. I've had a few beers with Cash. We'll hang out. No matter what happens, Cash and I are going to be friends. I promise you on my word that has nothing to do with what I'm telling you. This is strictly a spreadsheet thing. There is no one else out there available with the balls and the knowledge. Who hat tip Sean Ryan's show, by the way, another great podcast.
Makes me think of Team America. You have balls. I like balls.
That's where Cash was on there. Who said what he just said? The intel function has gotten out of control. They're not chasing bad guys anymore. They're chasing intel cases. And a lot of these intel cases are on political targets like Moms for Liberty and others, when they should be out there locking up bank robbers, freaking terrorists, people who cross state lines and kidnap people, people involved in massive bank frauds. How do they keep missing stuff? How do they keep missing these massive scams that a Bitcoin guy who screwed over a bunch of Bitcoin owners? How do they keep missing this? The answer is because they're focused on the wrong thing. That clip sums up exactly what we need to do. We need to break up the Washington, D.C. headquarters mindset with the FBI. Oh, we got to be close to the power centers. Why? You got to be close to the criminals so you can lock them up. Send them out across the country. You don't want to do it? Fine. Resign. See you later. Cash is the guy. How do we know Cash is the guy? Folks, how many times do I got to say this and not sound like the old repetitive broken record? Always measure the effectiveness of a pick by the reaction. If the left isn't melting down, you can basically assume that that's the wrong guy, okay? Eric Daughtry tweet, just in. Former FBI agent warns Kash Patel would deal, quote, massive damage to the agency, according to The Hill. Putting someone like Kash Patel in as FBI director, I believe, is extremely dangerous because his resume isn't traditional. What does that say? That should say to you what? Double down. Accelerator, foot, RPMs, 2,000, 3,000, 9,000. Foot to the gas pedal.
Yeah, if he doesn't have a traditional resume, that means he's not a deep state puppet, a.k.a.
Folks, start making a stink on social media. Listen, politicians watch that stuff. I'm serious. Get him trending. We need Cash. I mean, I have no inside information on this at all.
I wish, Paige.
I will say this. I did speak to some people because I owe you honesty in the Trump orbit. UFC, they just asked me, they didn't ask, obviously, I'm not picking it. It was President Trump, I have nothing to do. I'm just saying, they asked me my personal opinion. I said, hey, there's nothing I'm going to tell you I haven't said to my audience. I think Kash Patel's the guy. So I owe you some honesty on that. And that's what I've said publicly. It's what I've said privately. He is the guy.
He's the guy, guys.
61 Minutes will absolutely freak out. They'll have another segment about Sean Duffy and Kash Patel. They'll be like, and Sean Duffy has no government experience in transportation. You understand he's a lawyer, a prosecutor, and a multi-term congressman from a state that I promise you has some significant transportation interests. Like bridges and roads and airports.
It's one of his employees' father, apparently. Pretty interesting.
Kash Patel's a Nazi. Wait, we're still talking about Sean. No, we're moving on. He's a fascist. Kash Patel is Pol Pot. He is? What do you... This is next. Flood the zone. Flood it. Flood the zone. Break the dam. Folks, do not back down on any of these people. Do not let them Mike Flynn any of these people. Don't let them do it.
Don't let them Mike Flynn anybody.
By the way, can you put up a picture, folks? The optics are obvious. This man is definitely a hardcore white supremacist. There is zero doubt. Look at that. I mean, look at the way he looks, right, Guy? The way he's
Total
looking
white
off to the
supremacist.
right. With them, and in the melanin level of his skin is definitely not high enough to. You're correct. I mean, we need to scour his body for tattoos, folks. Not in a creepy way. I mean, if he has like an American
Oh, for you guys saying that Bongino should be a Secret Service director, this part's hilarious.
flag, he's definitely like a Nazi fascist. I mean, Pete has a tattoo celebrating God. That's forget it. You got to get him out. You can't have God tattoos and crosses and stuff. I mean, guys, ready? I'm going to eliminate myself from the Secret Service right now. I'm going to show you some. You guys ready for this? I didn't even think
He's not withdrawing himself. He's just
I don't want to be
giving
creepy.
them ammo against him.
Okay, you guys ready for the? Justin's now leaving. He can't work for it, folks. I have a cross on my right shoulder. I have
no.
I don't know if you've ever seen this. Justin's leaving right now. Michael's like, I can't support this
Disqualified.
kind of fascism. Guy's like, I'm definitely out of here. Guy's like, you're coming for me next after the show. I got a cross right here. I'm out. So now, media people, you can report. I will never, ever have anything to do with the Trump administration. I didn't even think of this, bro. I'm going to make this even worse for you right now. Folks in the chat, just be honest. It's over, right? Just put it is over. This is even worse. This is a definite sign of a fascist Nazi. There's an
Oh my
eagle
God.
for America.
That's
you
right.
Can't, look at, you can't have
Nazis
that.
used
You
eagles
can't-
too, guys.
I'm not showing you I'm not flexing. Oh, look at
It's
me.
Nazi.
I promise you. Look at that. There's no flexing going on. It's an eagle. You cannot. I'm done. I am out. A cross and an eagle and what the holy shit.
And then he's got a Jesus fish on his back over here too. So he's finished. He can't be Secret Service now. There you go, Jesus fish.
That's a Jesus fish. I am out. Justin's leaving right now. I'm like, Justin, we met in a Catholic church. He's out. I'm a religious fanatic. I got a cross, a Jesus fish, and an eagle.
That's what he's referencing,
Holy
Creeper.
shit. Everybody off the show. What do we got? 162,000. Everybody out. Everybody out.
Okay, we're leaving then. Just kidding. All right, let's hop ahead to 50 minutes, 30 seconds, and hear this really interesting clip with Tom Homan explaining the 3 guidelines that he's got to follow according to Trump, one of which you guys will all be really excited about, recovering as many of the missing children as possible. This is huge
Why
news.
people in these positions, the right people, are so critical. You get a deep stater, they're going to view it through a deep state lens and do deep state stuff and use the policy as an excuse. You want to shut the border down and ice out people like Commie Katie Hobbs, worst governor in the country? That's why we got this guy. We got to fight for him too. Borders are, so he should be okay. Tom Homan. Here's Tom Homan talking about the border priorities. This is what we're doing. And if you're not going to cooperate and you're going to break the law, you may find yourself under investigation. Listen to this.
As far as the deportation operation, we will prioritize public safety threats and national security threats because they pose the biggest danger to the United States. He's got 3 rails. So we'll do the deportation operation with the priorities I just talked to you out of the gate. That'd be the priorities. Second thing is secure that border. Lock that border down and catch and release and secure the border. The third rail is we got over 300,000 missing children. Over 500,000 children have been trafficked into the United States. This administration released them to unvetted sponsors, and they can't find 300,000 of them. And based on my 3.5 decades, some of these children are in forced labor. We already found some in forced labor. Some are in forced sex trafficking. Some of them are pedophiles. We need to save these children. So that's going to be the third rail.
People are policy, man. You get a guy with Homan viewing it through a constitutional Section 212F perspective where we can exclude the president, any class of aliens for any reason, for any amount of time. He's going to interpret that policy to mean exactly what it says it means. You can't come in. You can't come in. Because when you let people in and you interpret that to mean, oh, you know what? That means I can also unrestrict it and let anybody in. You're going to get incidents like this. Did you hear this abomination yesterday at the Laken Riley trial in Georgia? The suspect in the case is on trial for the murder of Laken Riley. Here's testimony in the trial. It's just quick. Where one of his friends says that, yeah, they were brought into the country and were flown to Georgia by the Biden administration. Can you imagine this? That the prime suspect in the case was like airlifted into his state and is now the suspect in a horrific murder? These are the people you're dealing with. You want to play cute with them? No, they actually said this under oath. Listen to this.
Else that you got to know that you lived with while you were here in Athens.
This is hard to understand, but you guys get the gist. They shipped him in over there. Let's check in. Let's hop over this part about Brendan Carr. I think at the FCC. This is interesting.
We want to hear, folks. That's an under oath testimony by a witness in the case that the suspect in a atrocity, the brutal murder of this young woman, was flown into the state by your president and his team. People are policy. And I don't want you to forget these other folks.
And they went to that Roosevelt Hotel where we played clips of people walking in there, seeing that the military was running it and that it was a safe haven for illegals to be living down in New York. It was that very hotel where the murderer and his friend went and got signed up to fly down to Georgia where he killed her.
Folks, too, they're appointing. Lee Zeldin at EPA, Brendan Carr, chairman of the FCC. They are all going to be critical. It's not about palace intrigue. These appointees, these are major, major positions. You interested in free speech, censorship, internet growth, AI? This guy, Brendan Carr, Trump nominated yesterday at FCC, is a rock star. His name's going to get lost in this with Gates and Hegseth and Tulsi and Bobby Kennedy and others. But this is huge. Here he is up on Capitol Hill just a little bit ago talking about the disastrous broadband rollout where you paid billions of dollars and they haven't connected a single freaking home. This guy's a huge advocate for breaking up the censorship cartel. This guy could be one of the top 5 most important appointees yet. Watch this.
In 2021, Vice President Harris agreed to lead the administration's signature $42 billion effort to extend internet service to millions of Americans. It's now been 1,039 days since that program was enacted. After all of that time, not one person has been connected to the internet. Not one home, not one business. Not even one shovel worth of dirt has been turned. And it gets worse. No infrastructure builds will even start until sometime next year at the earliest, and in many cases, not until 2026.
These guys are important. I think I made my point. People are policy, and don't neglect guys like that. You know, we've got the high-profile names that are on the marquee and the billboard, but these guys are important too, and women out there.
Yep. Looks like this Carr guy could be a sleeper who could really help dismantle the censorship regime and everything. Pretty exciting. Someone shared this in chat. Let's check it out from Defiantly Free. Insurrection Barbie at Defiantly Free with a Y in the middle of her name over there. Whoops. This is why it must be Matt Gaetz. He doesn't care about the press. He won't back down. He won't apologize. He will plow forward on his agenda. We need Gaetz bigly, guys.
Congressman Gaetz, what's your reaction to the House ethics not releasing the report?
How have your meetings been today, sir?
That's right. The House Ethics Committee has not released the investigation report on Matt Gaetz. It's been pushed off. They're going to be meeting again on December 5th to see if they will actually release it. The DOJ dropped it. Just forget about it.
What can we ask what your
They've
message
been going
is?
great. Senator's been giving me a lot of good advice. I'm looking forward to a hearing. Folks have been very supportive. They've been saying we're going to get a fair process. So it's a great day of momentum for the Trump-Vance administration.
Any reaction to the Ethics Committee? They said they're not going to release the report after their meeting today, at least at this point. Any response?
I'll be honest with you. I've been focused on what we got to do to reform the Department of Justice. I've been meeting with senators. I haven't been paying much attention to that.
Have you briefed President Trump at all?
I haven't talked to the president today, but had a great time with the vice president-elect talking about how we're going to end weaponization at the Department of Justice. We're going to tackle fentanyl. We're going to ensure that we don't have the DOJ involved in censorship anymore, and make sure that we get the country back on track and are there for President Trump's total fulfillment of his promises on an immigration agenda.
Are you confident you can get confirmed by the Senate? Do you feel like...
It was a great day.
Great day. Great day. So we need this guy. We also have the breaking information. Trump just now nominated Pete Hoekstra as ambassador to the Great White North, Canada. Quote, in my second term, Pete will help me once again put America first. So this is Pete Hoekstra. I'm not very familiar with him, but we have the Trump Truth Social post. Let's skim through it. Thanks, guys, for posting this in the chat. I'm very pleased to announce that former ambassador and former Congressman Pete Hoekstra has been nominated as my United States ambassador to Canada. Pete is well respected in the great state of Michigan, a state we won sizably. He added that in there nicely. He represented Michigan's 2nd District in Congress for nearly 20 years, where he was also chairman of the House Intelligence Committee and was a great help to our campaign as chairman of the Michigan Republican Party. I overhauled the disastrous NAFTA agreement, the worst trade deal in the history of the United States, which was switched over to the USMCA, the Mexico-Canada agreement, which no one thought could be done. We brought trade and with Mexico and Canada to a level playing field for our wonderful farmers and working families. In my second term, Pete will help me once again put America first. He did an outstanding job as United States Ambassador to the Netherlands during our first 4 years, and I'm confident he will continue to represent our country well in this new role. Boom! Thank you, Pete. So let me know what you guys know about Pete Hoekstra in the chat. And it seems like Trump is confident, so that feels good, guys. Feels good. How about this one? I wanted to play this classic clip of Milton Friedman, posted by Students for Liberty at SF Liberty on X. This is Milton Friedman casually laying out the blueprint for Doge. Let's take a look at this. You guys will love this. Javier Milei style over here.
14 is a lot for television, so I want to just go right down the list quickly and have you give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Keep them or abolish them. Department of Agriculture.
Abolish.
Gone. Department of Commerce.
Abolish.
Gone. Department of Defense.
Keep.
Keep it. Department of Education.
Abolish.
Gone. Energy.
Abolish.
How?
Except that energy ties in with the military.
Well, then we shove it under defense.
That's
the little
right.
bit that handles the nuclear,
Right, that ought to go under
plutonium
defense.
and so forth goes under defense, but we abolish the rest of it. Health and Human Services.
There is there is room for some public health activities to prevent contagion, such a thing as, for example.
So you'd keep the National Institutes of Health, say, and the Center for Disease Control down
not
in
the
Atlanta?
National Institute.
Oh, no?
No, those are mostly research agencies. No, that's a question of whether the government should be involved in financing research.
And the answer is no.
Well, that's a very complicated issue, and it's not an easy answer with respect to that.
We'll eliminate half of the Department of Health and Human
something
Services?
like that.
Okay, one half. There we go. Housing and Urban Development?
Out.
Oh, didn't even pause over that one. Department of the Interior?
Oh, well, but housing and urban development has done an enormous amount of harm. My God. If you think of the way in which they've destroyed parts of cities under the rubric of eliminating slums.
Jack Kemp.
You know, you remember, Martin Anderson wrote a book on the federal bulldozer, describing the effect of the urban development. There have been many more dwelling units torn down in the name of public housing than have been built.
Jack Kemp has proposed selling to the current inhabitants of public housing their unit, their townhouse, their apartment, for $1 a piece, and just shifting the ownership to the people who live.
If you got rid of the Department of Housing and Urban Development, it would be worth doing that.
All right, done. That's gone. Department of the Interior, your beloved National Park Service.
Well, given the problem there is, you first have to sell off all the land that the government owns. But that's what you should do.
But it could be done pretty quickly.
It could be done. You should do that. There's no reason for
All right.
government to own. The government now owns something like 1/3 of all the land in the country.
And that's too much. Should go down to zero.
Should go down to, well, not entirely zero. They ought to own the land on which government buildings are.
Okay, terrific. Department of Justice.
Oh, yes.
Keep that one.
Keep that one.
Labor.
No.
Gone. State.
Keep.
Keep it. Transportation.
Gone.
Gone.
Afuera!
The Treasury.
You have to keep it to collect taxes.
All right, collect taxes through the Treasury. Veterans Affairs.
You can regard the Veteran Affairs as a way of paying essentially salaries for services of those who have been in the armed force, but you ought to be able to get rid of it.
You should be able to
pay it off.
Pay it off. Pay off lump sums, perhaps.
That's right.
And just get rid of it. Okay, Milton Friedman, if you are made dictator for one day, the next day the American...
No, I don't want to be made dictator.
You wouldn't?
I don't believe in dictators.
Okay.
I believe we want to bring about change by the agreement of the citizens. I don't believe in arbitrary rule.
Let me put it this way then.
If we can't persuade the public that it's desirable to do these things, we have no right to impose them, even if we had the power to do it.
All right. From 14 departments down to
its basic fundamental functions. What are its fundamental functions? Preserve the peace, defend the country.
All right.
Provide a mechanism whereby individuals can adjudicate their disputes. That's the Justice Department. Protect individuals from being coerced by other individuals. The police function.
Right.
And now, this is both the central government and the state and local governments. The police function is primarily local and central.
Right.
And those are the fundamental functions of government, in my opinion.
Milton Friedman, thank you very much.
Boom. Speaking of Threeper hit up the range today. Do some sighting in. Here he is at the 223 on the 223 at 200 yards. Yar, matey. Firing away at the target. Let's see how he did. 200 yards. We have a close-up of uncorrected shots at 200 yards with full value 1014 KT crosswind on an 8-inch target. Not bad. Not bad. Good stuff, Threeper. You got them all sighted in now? Let us know in the chat. Nice work. I wish I was able to join you and hang out and fire off some gats. That would have been a lot of fun. But you're having a party, later next year? Inviting people to come hang out down in Arkansas, right? Let's do it. Let's do it. It's going to be a long road trip, though. We'll see what happens. We have some cool stuff regarding Javier Milei as well. Elon Musk saying, impressive progress in Argentina. This is Javier Milei. He became president of Argentina and achieved what economists said was impossible. In a 2-hour interview with Lex Fridman, he explains how he slashed 3,000 plus regulations in 6 months. And this is why Elon and Vivek are taking notes. We have a thread over here regarding the whole thing. When he took office, Argentina was on the brink of collapse. The country faced 17,000% projected inflation. The establishment said reform would destroy the economy, but Milei had a different plan.
If you allow me, I will first give you a description of the situation we received, and based on that, I will tell you each of the things we did. When we first took office, basically what we found was that in the first week of December, inflation was rising at a rate of 1% per day, which means 3,700% annually.
That's insane.
In the first half of December, it had accelerated to 7,500% annually. When you look at wholesale inflation in December of last year, it was 54%, which if annualized would equate to an inflation rate of 17,000% per year. And in addition, Argentina, for the previous 10 years, had not been growing, with a drop in GDP per capita of approximately 15%. And the reality was that nearly 50% were living in poverty. Now, later I will get deeper into that discussion. And the reality is that we had a fiscal deficit which amounted to 15% of GDP. 5 points were in the Treasury, 10 points were in the central bank, which was endogenous monetary issuance. And the reality is that we also had interest-bearing liabilities at the central bank equivalent to 4 monetary bases, maturing in 1 day, meaning we could have quintupled the amount of money in 1 day. We had peso-denominated maturities amounting to the equivalent of $90 billion. The central bank had negative net currency foreign reserves, minus $12 billion. We had commercial debts in the central bank equivalent to $50 billion. There were company dividends held back amounting to $10 billion. Therefore, if we had instantly opened up, you see, I say we are liberal libertarians, we are not liberal fools. That's what some anarchist liberals suggested, meaning that we basically open everything on the first day. So in that context, of course, if we had done that, we would have encountered hyperinflation. Therefore, that would have led to the number of poor people being around 95%, and by December, the Peronist Party would have organized supermarkets lootings and would have done all sorts of things and would have probably been ousted. And by the first part of the year, the Peronists would have gone back to office.
Avoiding hyperinflation, always a good policy. Look at this one. I hate the state. I hate socialism. I despise violence. His solution? A chainsaw to cut through the bureaucracy. The media called him El Loco, the madman. The establishment said he would fail. These people don't understand economics. They're Keynesian, deficit financing, Chicago school fuckwits, basically.
What's your economics philosophy today?
Strictly speaking, I am an anarcho-capitalist.
Me
I
too!
despise the state, government. I despise violence.
Black
Let
and yellow,
us
baby.
suppose we take the definition of liberalism. I usually use the definition of liberalism given by Alberto Venegas Linchijo, which is very much in line with the definition of John Locke, which essentially matches the definition by Alberto Venegas Lynch
The nose on
Jr.,
that guy.
who said that liberalism is the unrestricted respect for the life project of others based on the principle of non-aggression and in defense of the right to life, liberty, and property. So I
Classical
frame
liberalism.
all of the discussions within those terms, and the fact is that when you get to that notion, I would dare say that you become an anarcho-capitalist de facto. And what that describes, it is an idea which represents my ideal world. I mean, that is the ideal world.
That's the perfect description. Anarcho-capitalism is common sense, in my opinion, and respecting individual rights. So, first month as president, he cut 50,000 government jobs, eliminated half of all the ministries, slashed thousands of regulations, afuera, 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 and the results shocked everyone. Inflation dropped from 17,000% to 2.4. Incredible. Defying the odds. Nice, Wendy. Did a paper on John Locke. John Locke was one of my favorite characters. Different John Locke, of course, but in that show, Lost, it was a really good show. Achieved the first surplus in 123 years. Economy started growing again. Boom! So good to see. So link to this full thread if you want it, so you can break down all of the little details on your own time and learn how Javier saved Argentina. Pretty cool stuff. This was posted by Ben Averbrook at Ben Averbrook on X. He's thanking us for checking it out. He's a 20-year-old student obsessed with learning and sharing the most fascinating ideas and people he discovers. So make sure to go subscribe to him on X at Ben Averbrook. And thanks for tuning in. Really good stuff. Let's see what we got next. Vigilant Fox. This is an interesting one. At Vigilant Fox on X. The corrupt medical system would go bankrupt if people knew this. A medical doctor who prescribed a non-GMO diet to 5,000 patients said that all of her patients got better after making the switch. Lady Hamilton Art on Rumble would attest to this as well. This included improvements from devastating conditions like obesity, cardiovascular problems, and even cancer. Astonished by this report, Jeffrey Smith surveyed 3,256 participants to uncover the effects of switching to a non-GMO diet. The results were jaw-dropping. Percent improved from switching to non-GMO diet. Digestive problems, 85.2% improvement. Fatigue, 60.4% improvement. Overweight or obesity, 54.6% improvement. Clouding of consciousness, brain fog. I'm suffering from that at this moment. 51.7% improvement. Mood problems, anxiety, depression, 51% improvement. Food allergies and sensitivities, 50.2% improvement. Memory and concentration, 46.9% improvement. Joint pain, 47.5% improvement. Seasonal allergies, gluten sensitivities, insomnia, all over 40% improvement. Skin conditions, hormonal problems, musculoskeletal pain, all above 30% improvement. Autoimmune disease and eczema, both over 20% improvement. Cardiovascular problems, high blood pressure, 19.8% improvement. Also improvements on asthma, menstrual problems, diabetes, other mental disorders, being underweight, cancer, kidney disease, infertility, autism spectrum, Alzheimer's disease, and Parkinson's disease had measurable improvements. Let's take a listen to some of this.
We can't look to the FDA to protect us. We can't look to the EPA to protect us. We have to look to our common sense.
Wendy, enjoy the new carpet, Wendy. Sorry your moderator duties doubled tonight. We'll miss you sorely. But I hope you have an awesome hump night. I forgot to mention that it is indeed hump day, baby. Hump Day! So thanks for joining us on this Hump Day. Wendy, wishing you the best. Hope you have an excellent night and that the carpet feels excellent on your feet. I'm sure it'll be awesome.
Case, the common sense is not just non-GMO, but organic. And if you can't buy organic, then at least get non-GMO. And the demand for non-GMO is pushing GMOs out of the food supply. I was traveling around the world speaking about the health dangers of GMOs.
winning.
In very cautious terms, because I was representing scientists. You know, they're very cautious about what they say. And so I was representing them and cautiously saying that GMOs may cause this or could cause that. And I was giving talks to medical conferences, among others. And then the doctors started prescribing non-GMO diets to their patients. And when I interviewed them after that, they were not cautious. They said GMOs cause allergic reactions, cause inflammation. One woman said, all of my patients get better when they switch to a non-GMO diet. There's always an improvement. And I was skeptical, and I said, how many patients have you prescribed a non-GMO diet? She said 5,000. And I realized she had experimented on more patients than any of the scientists had experimented on in their rats or their mice. And so I actually went to this doctor's office and started interviewing the patients. And sure enough, within 3 days they noticed this, within 3 weeks they noticed this. It was dramatic. And so I started interviewing audiences at 150 different lectures, including about 24 medical conferences. So the doctors were speaking about all of their patients and not just themselves, saying what got better when you switched to a non-GMO diet. And it was consistent for 150 lectures, and it was painting a picture that was stunning. So we decided to do a survey, and the survey came back with the same results that we were getting in these 150 lectures. And this is the 28 different conditions that got better in 3,256 people when they switched to a non-GMO and most likely a more organic diet. The number one was always digestive disorders, and this was in all 150 lectures, and 85% of the people that responded to the survey had improvements in their digestive health. The next was fatigue, then obesity, then brain fog, then anxiety and depression, food allergies, memory and concentration, joint pain, seasonal allergies, gluten sensitivities, insomnia, other skin conditions besides eczema, hormonal problems, musculoskeletal pain, autoimmune disease, eczema, high blood pressure and cardiovascular disease, asthma, menstrual problems, diabetes, other mental disorders besides depression and anxiety, underweight, cancer. Cancer was, I think, 255 people noticed an improvement in cancer, many completely gone. Kidney disease, infertility, autism spectrum disorder, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. But it turns out if you look at the specific things that can go wrong with a GMO, the process of genetic engineering, the Bt toxin, and the glyphosate and the Roundup sprayed on it,
we don't want none of that.
They would predict many or all of these same diseases and disorders.
That's actually good news. That long litany of diseases and health issues can be at least partially mitigated by switching to a non-GMO organic diet.
The microbiome is the key. It's where our immune system is created.
Boom. So really cool. Eat natural, improve your health, full spectrum, pretty amazing stuff. How about this one? Speaking of amazing things, is Chunk Yogurt over here taking the red pill? Look at this. While the left is yelling at me not to work with MAGA, Chunk working with MAGA? Here's Donald Trump Jr. saying we should limit generals from working for defense contractors. That's a policy we've been pushing for and gotten nowhere with Democrats on. Who cares who does it as long as it gets done? Chunk Yogurt. With logic? Unbelievable. Reposting Donald Trump Jr. talking about Chunk's idea, saying, as you know, you need to see the line items in the budget, but I have one suggestion already. The generals are not allowed to get a job with defense contractors for 10 years. They authorize so much wasteful spending because they're going to get hired by those same companies. Absolutely right, Chunk. Wow. So Chunk, willing to join up with MAGA a little bit? Lady Hamilton Art, what's up? Welcome back to the chat. Hope you are doing well, Lady Hamilton. Happy Hump Day. We were just talking about how Tri-Stater is going to be on your show this Saturday. So make sure everybody to go follow Lady Hamilton Art on Rumble and hang out with her and Tri-Stater on Saturday. That should be a lot of fun. So this is hilarious. I said in the chat, take the red pill, Chunk. Donald Trump Jr. saying 100%, a little common sense never killed anybody. Oh, look at all those people you denigrated in the past who just crushed your party. They're actually the ones offering you an olive branch when they really don't need to. Welcome to MAGA. That's right. We are the party that is inclusive and actually wants to do things to improve things. Matt Marsden saying, you mean the tolerant left are not being tolerant? They'll not let you back in the club now, Chank. You're being too reasonable. We can agree to disagree with you and still be willing to work with you to find common ground. We always have. That's right. Vince Langman saying, take the red pill and join normal people. Let's make America great again, says Caitlin Bennett. Chank. Welcome to the team with a laughing face. Rothmus saying, respect. Hilarious. So maybe Anna Kasparian is rubbing off on Chunk a little bit. I did not see him openly being reposting Donald Trump Jr. being willing to work with these people at all. So it's good to see a little bit of sanity coming from people who have been Trump deranged on the left. How about this? Charlie Kirk posting this, that Speaker Mike Johnson has just announced that men are banned from women's bathrooms and locker rooms in the Capitol and House office buildings. Quote, women deserve women's only spaces. Boom. I think we can agree with that. Speaker Johnson issued the following statements regarding the use of single-sex facilities throughout the U.S. Capitol complex. Quote, all single-sex facilities in the Capitol and House office buildings, such as restrooms, changing rooms, and locker rooms, are reserved for individuals of that biological sex. It's important to note that each member office has its own private restroom, and unisex restrooms are available throughout the Capitol. Women deserve women's-only spaces. Yep, and the left is, of course, going insane about that. I've already seen death threats posted against Nancy Mace. Someone said, prepare to die, Nancy Mace, with a picture of a knife on X. Hopefully they're being investigated. Don't you dare harm our Nancy Mace. Don't you dare. We also have Elon posting this saying, great, reposting Charlie Kirk, who posted about this breaking news. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen will vote to confirm Gates' AG. Quote, the president wants a hammer at the DOJ, and he sees Matt Gaetz as a hammer. We hired an unconventional president. Let the American people wanted that. Damn, I almost said unconstitutional there, which would have been a lie. Not a Freudian slip, a lie. So let's hear Mark Wayne Mullen.
I think the president wants a hammer at the DOJ, and he sees Matt Gaetz as a hammer and all these other appointments. He's very confident in where they're at and can deliver the administration that he's wanting. His picks have been maybe unconventional, but we hired an unconventional president, and the American people wanted that. They don't want politics as usual. They want someone that's going to shake up Washington, D.C., and President Trump proved he could do that in 2016, and we've had great results with the economy that followed. The American people saw what happened underneath the Biden administration, and it went to I'm going to use good words here. It went to heck in a handbasket. And then we see where the American people said, we're tired of that. We want something different. So the American people want it to be shook up. And the president is maybe using some picks for these positions that's not conventional, but it's what the American people wanted. I think the president wants a hammer.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom. I feel you, Six. I think the controversy has already been taken care of, though, since the DOJ dropped the charges and investigation, and the guy who was trying to extort them ended up in prison. But yeah, I feel you. If there was like a real controversy, it should be handled. But at the same time, I think it's important for us to say, fuck you, not you, Six, but to the people saying, oh, controversy. We're done playing games. Cutesy time is over, to quote Dan Bongino, and we're going to put in the people who will do the job well. Who cares about their personal lives if they have the right policies and ideas for change? We're putting them in regardless of what the lefties think. How about this? I saw this meme. I thought it was pretty good. Fact, logic, and reasoning, the left, and batshit insanity in the left, of course, snorting up mountains of batshit insanity like Scarface on a bender. Let's see, Ed, what did you just post? Why you should have an animal at should have an anima on X. I don't understand a word, but I can't stop laughing. Looks like we got a good conversation with a parrot and their owner over here. Let's see.
Sabe, gente, o que tá acontecendo aqui agora? Eu fui chamar a atenção dele. Não grita comigo, não. Não grita comigo, não. Sabe por quê, gente? Olha o que ele fez, ó. Olha. Não foi eu. Foi você. Foi você. Foi. Foi você. Foi você sim. Não adianta. Gente, e agora? Como é que carrega celular? Não grita comigo. Não grita comigo. Olha, cara. Ô, bicudo. Escuta só. Eu não vou falar mais.
Look at that wet birdie. That birdie just had a birdie bath.
Cuide.
So ridiculous. Thanks for sharing, Ed. Love it. Carpe Donktum over here at Carpe Donktum sees the donkey. Says, Dear Democrats, starting a nuclear war with Russia will not overturn the results of the 2024 election. Please stop trying to blow up the world to rule over the ashes. Thanks. The world thought that was a pretty good one. So agreed. Let's next check in with China. Apparently, they've got crazy amphibious EVs over there. Take a look at this.
Picture this. The Yangwang U-8 rolls up to a dock by the river, but no one expects what's about to happen. The U-8 approaches the edge of the dock, and just when it seems like it should stop, it doesn't. In an absolutely jaw-dropping move, this beast of an SUV drives right off the dock and into the river below. But wait, there's no splash of panic. Instead, the U-8 handles the transition with the same grace as if it were still on solid ground. You watch in awe as it effortlessly sinks into the water. But then, like magic, it doesn't just float, it moves. The wheels are still in motion, slicing through the water as if they've been designed for this very moment. This isn't your average off-roading adventure. As the U-8 powers ahead, it transforms into an aquatic powerhouse. Its 4 independent electric motors, one for each wheel, kick into high gear, giving you the kind of control in water that most vehicles can only dream of on land. You can almost feel the energy coursing through the vehicle as it navigates the river with precision, proving that the U-8 is built to dominate both land and water with ease.
That's exactly what I was thinking about, Mac. I was like, shit, that's an EV going in the water surrounded by batteries. It sounds a little bit dangerous. I don't want to be electrocuted or explodified. Put an internal combustion engine in that fucking thing and I'd be all over it. But EV, not
As we
cool.
explore the depths of BYD's technological advancements, it's hard not to be amazed by
Aston
their
Martin
ingenuity.
Vanquish.
The Yangwang U-8 stands as a testament to just how far BYD has evolved. Once
that's pretty
recognized
cool.
for its affordable electric vehicles, BYD has now emerged as a global trailblazer in automotive innovation, redefining the potential of electric vehicles.
Man, that's
The
sexy.
U-8 is
Slide-in
the pinnacle
parking.
of this journey, combining luxury, high performance, and cutting-edge tech in a single extraordinary package. It's a bold declaration from BYD that Chinese automakers aren't merely keeping pace, they're setting the standard. This
Yeah, it's time for us to
SUV
catch
isn't
up.
just about transportation. It's about embracing the adventure and the boundless possibilities that come with
Exactly, Wally.
driving the Yangwang U-8. Picture yourself exploring rugged
Vanquish,
landscapes
underwater.
with ease. Mountains, rivers, rocky trails. None pose a challenge for the U-8. Built for all terrains, this vehicle empowers you to follow your dreams wherever they may lead. And with BYD's dedication to sustainability, you can enjoy the ride knowing you're contributing to a greener future.
We had duck boats in World War II.
Ultimately, the Yangwang U-8 is more than a car. It's a representation of what's possible when innovation meets ambition. It defies conventions, breaking through traditional limitations. Whether you're cruising the highway, tackling off-road adventures, or even navigating through water, the U-8 is ready to face any challenge. As the U-8 transitions from water back onto land, the entire experience feels like a victory lap. This isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's about embracing the unknown, conquering the elements, and driving with the knowledge that you're behind the wheel of something truly extraordinary. The Yangwang U-8 isn't just redefining SUVs. It's redefining the way we experience.
They had larger brains.
So kind of cool, kind of
than
cool.
us.
So
They had
we
more
should be
brain-
innovating. We should be innovating, but nope. Instead, we have Jaguar cars butchering their iconic reputation with disgusting woke rebrand. Elon Musk issuing the perfect response. Oh my God, Bud Lighting themselves over here. Jaguar has become the latest company to go all in woke. The British car manufacturer released an ad with a handful of ethnically diverse and seemingly gender fluid groups of individuals prancing around wearing bizarre pieces of clothing. What the fuck does this have to do with cars? Quote, create exuberant, live vivid, delete ordinary, break molds, copy nothing, Jaguar. The taglines read, looks kind of gay to me. Ha! Gay! No cars are shown at any point in the advertisement, although it appears they will be announced at a later date. The ad also indicates that the company created a, quote, funky-looking logo, ditching the iconic image of a leaping jaguar that has served it successfully for nearly 90 years. They made this dumbass, stupid-looking logo now. How about no, Scotty? What does this have to do with cars, man? Focus on your fucking job. Oh, God, no. Horrendous. Sorry for subjecting you to that. The advert was met with disgust from ex-users who pointed out that its shocking lack of taste, and cultural awareness. The best response came from Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who said, do you guys sell cars? Do you sell cars? And they say, yes, we'd love to show you. Join us for a cuppa in Miami on 2nd December. Warmest regards, Jaguar. No, I will not be having a cuppa. What the fuck is a cuppa? He says, he actually responded saying, I look forward to your new vehicle lineup. So, damn, one of Britain's most iconic car brands, Jaguar, known for its luxury vehicles and sleek designs. They took the designer from Aston Martin in the 2000s and had him create the new line of Jaguars back in the day. That's why they look so much like Aston Martins. Founded in 1922 as the Swallow Sidecar Company, it originally made these motorcycle sidecars before it made motorcycle sidecars before moving into cars. I'm surprised these guys didn't change it back to Swallow. That sounds like a name that would be more up their alley, if you know what I'm talking about. The name Jaguar first appeared in 1935, and after World War II, the company became famous for stylish, high-performance vehicles like the Jaguar E-Type, often described as one of the most beautiful cars ever made. But nope, now they're going trans and woke. Yes, exactly 6. Welp, they shit themselves. Yeah, so freaking brutal. Unbelievable. You guys didn't see what happened to Bud Light, man? People are going to be selling their classic Jaguars as a result of this. You people are stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. We got some more bad news, unfortunately. Gateway Pundit reporting on it. Senate Democrats confirm another 2 radical judges because 2 GOP senators did not show up. Ted Cruz, what in the fucking fuck? The Senate on Wednesday confirmed 2 more of Joe Biden's radical judicial nominees to federal district courts, thanks in part to the absence of key GOP senators. With Kamala conveniently vacationing in Hawaii, the GOP had a golden opportunity to block these nominations. Instead, their failure to show up handed Democrats another victory. Democrats confirmed Rebecca L. Pennell to the Eastern District of Washington with a 50-48 vote. Republican firebrand Senator Ted Cruz inexplicably missed the vote, joining Braun in the Hall of Shame, while Senator Joe Manchin from West Virginia voted against the nomination. So 2 Republican senators effing us in the A. Not happy with you guys about that. Ooh, who shared this in the chat? Rezvani. Look at that thing. That's a neat vehicle over there. Tri-Stater looks pretty cool. What's that all about? I think I've heard of that before, but I don't really know much about them. Ooh, interesting, Lady H. Speaking of Elon Musk, Tesla supplier Piedmont Lithium gets key North Carolina mining permit. Little bit sketchy, Lady H. A little bit sketchy. What the hell is going on over there, Lady H? Ugh. So, not cool. They put 2 more radical left judges in there. Sketchy Tesla, Elon stuff going on. But I was surprised to see a positive take on Dr. Oz from none other than Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, founder of naturalnews.com, Bright Eon, YouTube competitor platform. He says about Dr. Oz, who's been nominated to administer Medicare and Medicaid services. Dr. Oz was one of the very few people willing to have me on his show years ago to present my findings of heavy metals in herbs and spices. He was gracious and professional. He wasn't afraid to push the edge of what content was allowable on daytime television. I believe Dr. Oz is a person of high personal integrity and great compassion for humanity. The reach of his various shows has, of course, caused him to be more restrained compared to many more of us, quote, renegade, unquote, health freedom people. But I believe that Dr. Oz knows a wealth of information about nutrition, disease prevention, the dangers of pharmaceuticals and vaccines, and so much more. Dr. Oz will be a welcome addition to the Maha movement, and I will help support Dr. Oz in any way I can. He's a good man with a compassionate heart. He's a great asset to the Maha movement. So wow. Surprising to see Mike Adams coming out in Dr. Oz's favor. Dr. Jane Ruby saying he pushed the shots and transgender transition as young as toddlers. No thanks. So at least he's not in control of that type of policy. Just working on Medicare and Medicaid. So hopefully he won't have any say. And Trump has said no to all the transgender stuff. So hopefully Dr. Oz won't be able to have any influence on that. Good idea, Ed. Time to kill CommieTube metaphysically. Maha, Donna, is Make America Healthy Again. We got Mega Maha, Make America Great Again, Make America Healthy Again, or Magaha, Make America Great and Healthy Again, if you like that. Combining them both. All right, here's the link for Rumble if you guys are watching over on YouTube. Sorry to have to ditch you. We got to go where the water's warm and we can speak freely, so come join us on Rumble. If you can't make it, sorry to bounce, but we'll catch you on the flip side. That's right, Mama Mac. Come rumble with us. Till next time, let's get ready to rumble.